Welcome everyone to the Oklahoma State Cowboys Dynasty. Just over 10 years ago, Dave Davidson, then new coach of the Dallas Cowboys, led them to a Super Bowl winning season. After being unceremoniously fired, however, he is now back in the game a decade later as the offensive coordinator for OSU. It's a stacked season ahead with the Big 12 merging teams via lottery into a super conference. It won't be easy going for a team that has been on a downward trend as of late. Our Week 1 matchup is against Davidson's alma mater, the Mean Green Flying Eagles out of North Texas. Let's get it underway. Let's see how good the Cowboys are going to do this year. After all, they just recently won the very last Bedlam game in real life, which is absolutely astounding. Sure, OU won most of them, but OSU gets to claim having won the very last Bedlam. Ollie Gordon, a 0-yard rush that time, barely made any dent against the defensive line. You've got to wonder how this coach is going to do here. After all, he won a Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys, an impossible feat. And now he's moved down to Oklahoma to see if he can recover some of that momentum since he was fired for, let's just say it, some money under the table deals he was making with some of the other teams to gain such an easy win that season. The Dallas Cowboys are very lucky that their Super Bowl was not invalidated because, as it turned out, the Oakland Raiders were not paid any money in the Super Bowl. They were just that horrible. We know that the NCAA Commission will be watching Dave Davidson very closely to make sure that there are no fluky maneuvers this time around. Big out to Presley, but he couldn't come down with it. And the Mean Green defense was able to keep it out of his hands. Personally, what we saw with Dave Davidson was pretty impressive. After all, even if he was paying a lot of money under the table, you've got to admit there must have been plenty of players on those teams who wanted to win and did their best to do so. The Baltimore Ravens must have been one of those teams given how hard they fought in that one game. Mean Green could certainly use the money, so if they do badly today, we know exactly who to blame it on. Dribbling out there, 4th and 5, couldn't make it out. Of course, we're not going to see any major challenges today from the Mean Green unit. David Davidson only coming in as the offensive coordinator will certainly limit some of his power. Oh, and nearly intercepted. Was looking for Johnson. Bowman couldn't get it to him. But they were able to keep the Mean Green pretty close to their own end zone, which is good. You want to make sure they can actually capitalize this time. Get these fans excited about a new season of Dallas Cowboys football. Bruce couldn't make it there. Good catch, though. And 3rd and 1. Third and 1. But that's going to be the end of the first quarter. We'll have to see what the Cowboys come up with on the next few hours of football. And Gordon just barely passes the line. They're able to make it across. You've got to admit, you got to wonder why Mike Gundy even agreed to take a man like Dave Davidson with all of the controversy surrounding him. But we all know that this is a man with his hairstyles as much as in his play styles. He likes to take some out there risks. Bowman couldn't get anyone off. There was nobody open, it looked like. He's got sacked for 17 yards. That's going to be 2nd and 17. Pardon me, 7 yards. Although with how the Oklahoma Cowboys normally do, a 17-yard loss is not beyond their ability. Going out again, looking for somebody. He's going up. Stribling couldn't hold on to it. 3rd and 17 now. No, it was a punt. I'm sorry. Apparently, Mike Gundy doesn't have his faith in his field goal unit. Eric Morris, of course, another brand new coach, coaching at North Texas for the first year this year. See if he can bring the Mean Green any sort of luck. Still nothing going for either team so far. See what the Cowboys can do now that they have possession again. And it's a short to Bruce. Brought down, 4-yard reception. Not a huge gain. But hey, any progress is good progress so long as it gets you over the sticks each time. Intercepted! Bowman must have been looking for him, but couldn't get it, went straight to Davis. That's going to give the Mean Green some serious momentum. Let's see if they can punch it in here. The Mean Green 2nd and 10, looking for some momentum here. Pulling it out. They got a couple penalties against the defense, got them into this position, but couldn't get it. Austinani unable to make that pass as we whittle our way down to halftime. The Oklahoma State defense makes it count in the early quarters, but often fails to connect in the very last minutes of the game, which has cost them more than a few wins. 4th and 8. They're down pretty close. Let's see if North Texas is willing to bring out their field goal unit, or if they're going to try and go for it here as we wind down time. Looks like they're going to try and go for it here. Not sure if it's going to work. Looks like they're taking down the clock with them, making sure that Oklahoma State can't get the ball back before halftime, and they've got plenty of time in which to do so. So even if they turn this one over, not a whole lot of hope Oklahoma State will have with it. Coming down to 5 seconds now. Passes out. He's in. Couldn't get nothing going. North Texas is going to take a timeout on that. And they're going to bring out the field goal unit to get on the board first here in Stillwater. Oklahoma State offense not doing a great job so far. You got to be concerned about what Dave Davidson is doing. College football is obviously a very different sport from the NFL. USC, Miami. USC wins by 42 against Miami. Looks like it must have been a competitive game early on, but USC just pulled right away. Couldn't do nothing about it. That's going to bring up halftime 3-0 to North Texas. They would be a massive upset if Oklahoma State could not get a victory here. Of course, to kick off, North Texas is going to get the ball again. Let's see what they can do with it this time around. He's got some space to work, but he's brought down. Let's see what North Texas can do with it and see if they can actually manage to get anywhere. Couldn't manage it out. Oklahoma State takes back the field. North Texas got a bit of an empty space back there. Let's see what happens. Oklahoma State's running it. Gordon getting through. 6-yard rush by Ollie Gordon. And they're going to keep going here. And there's some room for him. Gordon takes it. Breaks it down to 8-yard rush. That'll get him down to the halfway point of the field. Let's see if they can keep this momentum going. Looking pretty good so far. And he's open. Gordon shut down. Not too many yards gained. Let's see what they can do with this as they're starting to get some sort of rhythm here. Of course, you know, with a new offensive coordinator, everybody's going to have trouble adjusting from time to time. Bowman couldn't get it out. Brought down for 7 yards. The Mean Green showed up to play, and if they are able to shut Oklahoma out here, they'll certainly be happy to do that. Bring up 3rd and 15 for Oklahoma State. Let's see if they can get it out of here. Bowman, nothing going for it. 4th and 15. Absolutely atrocious bit of football there. They were able to stop North Texas again, though, which is great to see. But again, if they cannot make these last few minutes count between the 3rd and 4th quarters, it's not going to be great. Almost intercepted again. He had to get out of there. Defenders were coming in from the side, and he was at least aware of that. Now, if only he could be aware of a good receiver to go to. calling for a hurry-up offense. We know Dave Davidson favored this when he was with the Dallas Cowboys. It seems like he's going right back to it. He enjoys the way it can keep them off their feet. Johnson manages to come down with it. Josiah Johnson, 25-yard reception. That was a real tight window. You've got to be impressed that he was able to make that at all. And that didn't turn into another interception. But they're able to keep it moving, and that's what you want to see. But yeah, Dave Davidson favored a no-huddle offense, especially as it came down towards the end of the season in the NFL. Really seemed to keep a lot of teams off their wits while guarding 5-yard rush. Of course, we see the no-huddle is very effective in college football at times when done correctly. If the offense can manage to hold up their stamina, it can be a very effective weapon. Third quarter winding down here. OSU's got a few men out. It's going to be another run, and it's immediately stopped. Ollie Gordon, 2-yard rush to bring us into the fourth quarter and the end of the game. If they can't get it here, gotta imagine they're going to go for a field goal and at least try and tie it up. That would be a very poor showing for the Cowboys to begin this season, especially in what is an absolutely stacked conference this year. They're going to be facing some really tough opponents, and if this is the way they continue to play, it's not going to be a good year for the Cowboys. You've got to imagine that they're going to be pretty well battered out by the rest of their opponents. 3rd and 7, down by 3. Cowboys fans must be going wild at home. We know that the fans here in the stadium are not very appreciative of this. Gordon had to get it out, couldn't get nothing going. 4th and 7. Is Mike Gundy going to go for it? Nope, Mike Gundy is going to bring out the field goal team to even it up to 3-3. So if the defense can hold, Oklahoma can hopefully at least get down for a field goal. Down there at the bottom, Temple 7, Notre Dame also 7, Appalachian State 20, Mississippi State 10. Some other good games. University and Oklahoma 14 and 7. Looks like Oklahoma is struggling all across the board when it comes to games this week. And Oklahoma State's defense was able to hold it up. North Texas couldn't get nothing going here. We're going to go again, see what they're able to do here. Short pass to Collins. He couldn't come down with it, which is unfortunate. He would have at least gotten them pretty close to another first down. Going again. No huddle. Bowman immediately sacked. Nothing going. What was that? They didn't have time to adjust. There was nowhere for him to go. Not a good showing. No huddle again. The offense is scrambling, looking for an answer here. Running back Collins is open, manages to stay in. He had to really pull that one back before he ran completely out of bounds. Luckily, he was able to stop it, get the first down, and a little extra. Now you've got to wonder, what is Oklahoma State going to do here? Are they going to settle for another field goal to win 6-3, or are they going to try and go for the touchdown? Gordon got some space. 8-yard rush, was able to find a hole in the defense there. And here they go again, this no-huddle offense. Of course, we know Davidson favored this. He's still going with it. Bruce catches it. Absolutely impressive that they were able to go for that one right there and managed to pick it up at the same time. They've got some men out, adjustments on the line here. Gordon trying to make a little bit of presence known again. 2-yard rush. Nothing going for it, but hey, winds down the clock a little bit. Gets them a little closer to where they probably want to be. And if they can manage to wind down the rest of the clock here without having to turn the ball over, they'll be able to go out of here with a, hopefully, 6-3 lead. But again, that all depends on what Gundy wants to do, what Dave Davidson wants to do. Looks like they're chewing clock right now. Gordon's got some space. Nearly makes it to the first down marker. Couldn't get there. It's going to be 3rd and 1. Gotta imagine they're just going to run the ball a couple more times, chew it out, and then kick that field goal. Gordon takes it again, And they've got the third down conversion once more. Field goal team brought out. Looks like they are going to go with it. See if they can actually make it through as the clock winds down. If not, we're going to go to overtime and one of the first games of the season across the nation. Winding up, clock's going down. Threes, better get it out of there. 2-1, and it is good. 6-3. Oklahoma State takes the walk-off victory. Don't know if you can be impressed by this. The defense has to be proud. They only held North Texas to 3, but the offense, absolutely terrible performance so far today. We'll have to see if Dave Davidson comes up with a new method in the coming weeks. Or perhaps it's just this offense hasn't had enough time to gel so far. Darius Webb Jr., player of the game, 3 tackles, 1 interception. Really held it down here for Oklahoma State. We'll see what they can do in the coming weeks. Lord knows you've got to adjust something when you come out of your first week looking like this and taking big sacks like that. It's a stacked schedule ahead, folks. We'll have to see what they manage to do with it. That's going to do it today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this broadcast, and we'll see you in the next episode.